Vibe Tribe, welcome to another Swirl with Lizzie Allen, where we raise the vibration of the collective consciousness and have a laugh while we do it. And I'm your cheesy host, and this is a free form noodling of an idea where I'll embrace the magic of what the hell am I going to say, but also try to wrap it up in this lovely way. The reason for this is because downloads are coming thick and fast. Today I want to talk about keeping our hearts open in a time of huge division. So many conversations are happening. Have you noticed this? People are sort of going, well, this is what's happening. And other people are going, well, this is what's happening. And this is what we should do. And this is what we should do. How do we stay centered when we are in the middle of one of the most chaotic, kind of universally confusing, corrupted periods of the time? Okay, maybe this isn't the most corrupted, but it is a chance for the collective to see the shadow side of what's been going on for a really long time. And that is that a small majority of people are suppressing a large majority of people, and is getting very obvious, more obvious than perhaps ever before. So why do we keep our hearts open? Well, if you think about the heart space being a door that naturally opens and closes, and so when it closes, it pops back open and vice versa. Now, what you might be coming up against is where you see so-and-so as against you or an enemy. And I don't want to use words like that, but that's kind of what we can get into when we're pitted against one another. And that, unfortunately, with so much misinformation, that can feel like that's happening, even with members of our own family. So this idea that we can keep our hearts open, even when those that are possibly harming or are harming other humans, or, you know, the leaders that we're just like, what is happening right now? Why are they so psychotic or megalomaniac, or, you know, like so stuck in ego and power and war and greed and domination and I want to own everything? Like, oh, it's just a massive joke, right? So what I think we're seeing is the massive kind of stranglehold of the patriarchy, the old way, the old system, that's strangling and trying its last ditch attempt to hold on to the divine feminine and keep it under wraps. But what's going to happen when this beautiful divine feminine emerges collectively, not just in women, but in men as well? And it's the divine feminine meets the divine masculine. It's also what you might call science meets spirituality and comes together in a much more harmonized way. We're seeing a big cracking up of the old ways, and more than ever before, we can see how the ways that we've been taught, the conditioning that we've been given, we've been shown right now and in the coming couple of years, just how unreal and awful, to put it lightly, how awful it actually is to be in a sort of slavery system of, you know. That aside, okay, so we're talking about the heart opening and closing, and how can we stay heart opened even with opposition or those that might wish to harm us? How and why? Why should we? Okay, this is the important part. And I would like to say, keeping your heart open doesn't mean you don't set boundaries, you don't take action that would put somebody else, you know, to stop somebody else's actions and things like that. I'm not talking about fighting. But I am talking about resistance or not allowing. It's not like, okay, I'm going to keep my heart open and I'm going to see this other as a soul. I'm going to see the innocence of their soul, because we all come from one thing, remember? So this is just a part of self being reflected back to self. I know, far out, but really important to remember. And so why do we keep our hearts open? Is because that is the power of the universe coming through us. That is the power of love operating through us. So coming into this new consciousness, this idea that we are and have loads of access to power, love, freedom, everything, joy, peace, all the time when we access the present moment, when we remember to come into the present moment and not live our whole lives in the intellectual mind. Our intellectual mind is not meant to get us through this problem or get us through this huge upset. We are to use all of our intelligence. We have the intelligence of love. We have our body. Our body is constantly giving us information. We're being fed back. And the rising consciousness is to remember to come back to center so that you are a channel for love. So when you open your heart, even in the face of this ridiculousness, can we call it that? You're allowing the love to flow into the experience, to flow into the new world, to flow into the world and thus create. And I've heard, right, and I love these numbers, I've heard that one open-hearted person can impact the lives of 400,000 people. So just think about it like that, right? So if many of us, and it doesn't take that many of us, learn to center and allow this love to come through energetically while we manage to create or while we manage to navigate through these times by coming into smaller groups, coming into community, networking all over the world with these beautiful, open-hearted, intelligent, talented people who are all emerging to offer their gifts to the center, to the love, the life force, to open up and allow that love and life force to flow out collectively. I hope this is making sense. It's kind of making sense to me on an energetic level. If you just think about how much you are a channel for love and light, and how what we're facing now is the collective shadow and the collective darkness, it's actually quite easy to see that the solution is to allow yourself to be a light. So darkness simply ceases to exist when you introduce light to it. So it's not that we have to fight the illusions of the darkness and the shadow side. That doesn't mean we don't take action. But you see, taking action inspired and directed by love is very different from taking action which is from a closed heart and a defended position and a fight. This is a rising up and a silence. And the silence is much more powerful than a fight. So you're going to come across members of the public, friends, family, who have soaked up a whole different set of information. Some of it will be totally different to what you've picked up on, and some of it will be in tandem, and some of it will be in opposition. How do we navigate these times where we have to be in relationship with these people? We don't have to be in relationship with these people, that's the thing. But I'm making a case, and I'm noodling the idea that having an open heart while we go through this is going to increase the likelihood, not even increase, it's going to manifest the light collectively through. It's so basic, really. It's like, look after yourself more than you've ever looked after yourself. Love yourself more than you've ever loved yourself. Align with others that have a purity of practice, whereby they're committed to taking responsibility for their own emotional, energetic space and that they understand, look, we're going to go through grief, we're going to go through cycles of frustration, we're going to go through cycles of, it's not that you're not going to experience any of that stuff. It's allowing the heart space to be open. So coming back into center and just visualizing that opening and just allowing that love to flow through, because whatever it is that you're going to navigate, whether it's taking action, not taking action, moving, not moving, allow love to be present, allow love to light your way, because this is different. We don't have a roadmap for this other than one that we pull up from the depths of our joy and our peace and our love. We don't have anything other than that to bring forward into this new space. We can't really see how this is going to unfold, but we can feel our way into it, and feeling, opening up and energetically allowing the heart to be part of the process is 100% my advice to any fellow travellers out there. Thank you so much for watching this noodle with Lizzie Allen, this swirl with Lizzie Allen. I appreciate it. Like, follow, share with a friend. I appreciate you. I really do. So happy travelling and keep going. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm out.